Hey everyone, Brian Harris with Harris Vacations and Angle and Bulkers down here in Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, and Fort Morgan. Bringing you this video, this is about how do you protest your property taxes in Baldwin County. Had a client, ask this question a couple of days ago, and I did some research on my own. I kind of know the process, but wanted to really make sure I had it dialed in. So I wanted to kind of go over that. I think it's a really good thing to know and how to do it, how to go over it. So we're going to go through kind of the steps. We're also going to link to our article on our website that kind of digs into this a little bit more. So if you have further questions, obviously you can reach out to us. This kind of gives you a good starting point. Um, First thing you need to do, these are sent out in Baldwin County in April. So be looking for your valuation notice in April. As soon as you get that, look at that and dig into it. If it makes sense to you, then it probably, you probably don't need to go any farther than step one. But you want to make sure that you look at that as soon as you get it. If you want to call your real estate, person, do that. Like, hey, what do you think? Does this seem reasonable? Seem, right? If you don't have a person you would say is your real estate person, call us. We'll help you with it. We're here to help. So the next thing, if you feel like it's not correct, you can file a protest, right? Like you can say you disagree. We've actually going to have a link in our article about where to go to find that form to submit that. But you want to officially submit a protest form, and you can download that. We'll link to it, but it's on the Baldwin County Revenue Department, website. So Revenue Department is where you want to go. All right. So when you're doing that, and this is where we can help you, or your real estate professional can help you, you want to bring evidence to support your claim. Okay. Let's say they said your property is worth $1 million, and you feel like your property is worth $800,000, right? And remember, like if you sell your property, you want it to be worth as much as possible, right? You want to get as much as possible as you can, right? But when you're paying taxes every year, you want to, in a way, have your property not be as valuable, right? So you're paying a little bit less tax. So you know how you feel about that. But this is where we're going with this is we feel like the valuation is oversold from the county, so we want to get that changed. So you want to include supporting documentation. So you're going to need closed transactions to show that your comparable property, the subject property of our conversation, is less valuable than they're saying it is. One thing to remember, you cannot use a foreclosed sale, right? I actually went in front of the board and did this, and all of the transactions in the neighborhood were foreclosure sales in the last 12 months. And they wouldn't let me use any of those. So that was a big learning moment for me. But you can't use distressed properties. So short sales, foreclosure sales, things like that do not count as your comparable properties. You have to have market transactions. So get supporting documents. How do you do that? You can look online, realtor.com, Zillow, or you can call a real estate professional. We're here to help if you ever need anything like that. You want to make sure when you put your application in that you include the PPIN number. Okay, so that's the identification number. You want to make sure that's in there on all of your forms. I think it is listed there, so you want to make sure that's in there. And then you're going to want to submit that. You want to make sure that you kind of mark your calendar to kind of follow up on this, but you should be contacted by someone from the appraisal office. Sometimes you can, have that conversation and they can look through those items and y'all can agree that it's not a million, it's not 800, it's 900, right? Like there's almost kind of like a little negotiation there. If you can come to an agreement, that's kind of where the process ends and it's changed. If you can't, then there's going to be a board of equalization hearing. So you would actually go in front of a board of citizens and kind of make your case that this seems out of range. It's not accurate, and here's why. Here's my comparables. Here's why I feel like this isn't quite right. Those are all scheduled between June and September of each year. So the timeline on this process is you get it kind of late April. You kind of have May to get that form submitted. then you're going to schedule your hearing, kind of June through September, right? So depending on when you get your appointment. So that's kind of the process. We can, again, England Bulkers Gulf Shores, we can help with this process if you have questions. We'll also have the Baldwin County, phone number in there as well, so you can kind of, call them if you have questions. They're very helpful. So that's it. How do you protest your taxes in Baldwin County, Alabama? We have a lot of different content. So if you need information about vacation investment, real estate in general, living in Baldwin County, we're here to help. We're real estate experts down here in Baldwin County and along the coast. Thanks, everybody.